court can appoint an attorney to represent you. I have reviewed your declaration of financial status and find that you are indigent. I'm provisionally appointing a Rule 8 qualified attorney to represent you on your case, Mr. Robinson. Along with their filing of their appearance of counsel, the assigned attorneys must file declarations with the court that outline their qualifications under Rule 8 and Rule 8C, under Rule 8B and Rule 8C for counsel appointment in a case where death may be a sentencing option. I'm ordering that those declarations be filed prior to the next hearing date, which is set for September 29th at 10 a.m. Mr. Robinson, I also wish to inform you of your rights against self-incrimination. Anything that you say in court today could be used against you, and we want to protect your constitutional rights. Mr. Robinson, at this time, you will remain in custody without bail. Mr. Skordas, is there any other points that you wish to address?
No, thank you very much, Your Honor.
Turning to the state.
Yes, Your Honor, Chad Grunander for the state. I'm also joined, and they're listed as attendees, Ryan McBride, Lauren Hunt, David Sturgill, and Chris Ballard. We are the trial team on this case. I do have a few points I'd like to bring up with Your Honor. We have filed a pretrial protective order on behalf of Erica Kirk. We would ask the court to review that. It should be in your queue, Your Honor, and sign that.
Thank you. I have reviewed the pretrial protective order and will be issuing this pretrial protective order in favor of Erica Kirk. Is there any other business that we need to address today, counsel?
Just for the court's information, we did file just recently, within the last few minutes, a notice of intent to seek the death penalty that was filed by Utah County Attorney Jeff Gray. So that should be in the court's file. Lastly, I would just indicate to the court and to, at this point, Mr. Robinson, that we are prepared to collect all of the discovery in this matter and get that turned over to the defense as soon as possible. Rule 16 requires us to provide what we have relied on in charging the information and bringing these charges within 5 days once it's requested. So that'll be prepared to disseminate to the defense as soon as possible.
Thank you, Mr. Grunander. Mr. Robinson, what I also want to do is you have the right to have the charges read that you stand charged of, and I wish to read those to you at this time. Thank you. Mr. Robinson, for count 1, aggravated murder, a capital felony in violation of Utah Code Annotated 76-5-202, in that on September 10th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant, Tyler James Robinson, intentionally or knowingly caused the death of Charlie Kirk under the following circumstances. The defendant knowingly created a great risk of death to another individual other than Charlie Kirk and the defendant. Notice conviction of this offense may carry the death penalty or, pursuant to Utah Code 76-3-207.7, a mandatory term of imprisonment for life without parole, or an indeterminate term of not less than 25 years, and that may be for life. Victim targeting enhancement in violation of Utah Code Annotated 76-3-203.14 sub 2. Tyler James Robinson intentionally selected Charlie Kirk because of Tyler James Robinson's belief or perception regarding Charlie Kirk's political expression. Notice, if the trier of fact finds beyond a reasonable doubt that the victim targeting enhancement applies, the sentencing judge or the Board of Pardons and Parole shall consider the defendant's selection of the victim as an aggravating factor. Violent offense committed in the presence of a child aggravating factor, the sentencing judge or the Board of Pardons and Parole shall consider as an aggravating factor in their deliberations that the defendant committed a violent criminal offense in the presence of a child. Count 2, felony discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily injury, a first-degree felony, in violation of Utah Code Annotated 76-11-210 sub 2 and 3C, in that on September 10th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant Tyler James Robinson discharged a firearm in the direction of Charlie Kirk, knowing or having reason to believe that Charlie Kirk may be endangered by the discharge of the firearm and that the act caused serious bodily injury to Charlie Kirk. Victim targeting enhancement in violation of Utah Code Annotated 76-3-203.14 sub 2. Tyler James Robinson intentionally selected Charlie Kirk because Tyler James Robinson's belief or perception regarding Charlie Kirk's political expression. Notice if the trier of fact finds beyond a reasonable doubt that the victim targeting enhancement applies, the sentencing judge or the Board of Pardons and Parole shall consider the defendant's selection of the victim as an aggravating factor. Violent offense committed in the presence of a child, aggravating factor. The sentencing judge or the Board of Pardons and Parole shall consider an aggravating factor in their deliberations that the defendant committed a violent offense in the presence of a child. Count 3, obstruction of justice, a second-degree felony in violation of Utah Code Annotated 76-8-306 sub 2, in that on September 10th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant Tyler James Robinson, with intent to hinder, delay, or prevent the investigation, apprehension, prosecution, conviction, or pursuant to any person regarding conduct that constitutes a criminal offense, conceal or remove the firearm used to shoot Charlie Kirk, and the conduct that constitutes an offense would be a capital felony or a first-degree felony. Count 4, obstruction of justice, a second-degree felony in violation of Utah Code 76-8-306 sub 2, in that on or about September 11th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant, Tyler James Robinson, with an intent to hinder, delay, or prevent the investigation, apprehension, prosecution, conviction, or punishment of any person regarding conduct that constitutes a criminal offense, destroyed, concealed, or removed the clothing he wore during the shooting, and the conduct that constitutes an offense would be a capital felony or first-degree felony. Count 5, tampering with a witness, a third-degree felony in violation of Utah Code Annotated 76-8-508, in that on or about September 10th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant, Tyler James Robinson, believed that an official proceeding or investigation was pending or about to be instituted or intended to prevent an official proceeding or investigation, and attempted to induce or otherwise cause his roommate to withhold testimony, information, a document, or an item to wit, directing his roommate to delete incriminating text messages. Count 6, tampering with a witness, a third-degree felony in violation of Utah Code Annotated 76-8-508, in that on or about September 11th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant, Tyler James Robinson, believed that an official proceeding or investigation was pending or about to be instituted or intended to prevent an official proceeding or investigation, and attempted to induce or otherwise cause his roommate to withhold testimony or information, to wit, directing his roommate to stay silent if the police questioned the roommate. Count 7, violent offense committed in the presence of a child, a Class A misdemeanor in violation of Utah Code Annotated 76-3-203.10 sub 2 and 76-3-203.14 sub 3a little double I, in that on or about September 10th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant, Tyler James Robinson, committed criminal homicide in the physical presence of a child younger than 14 years of age, with knowledge that a child was present and that may have been seen or heard the commission of the criminal homicide. Victim targeting enhancement in violation of Utah Code Annotated 76-3-203.14 sub 2, Tyler James Robinson intentionally selected Charlie Kirk because of Tyler James Robinson's belief or perception regarding Charlie Kirk's political expression. That concludes reading of the information. Mr. Robinson, this case is set for September 29th at 10 a.m. It will be a waiver hearing, and I will be the judge assigned to this case. Mr. Robinson, I invite you to join us at that time. Is there anything further, counsel?
No, Your Honor, we'll have counsel appointed by then. Thank you.
Mr. Gurander, anything further?
One item, just for clarification, Your Honor, the hearing on the 29th, is that in person or WebEx?
Thank you. That is a great question. It will be via WebEx.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
All right. I want to thank all parties for being here, and this concludes this hearing at this time. Court is in recess.
All right.
All right. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that, man. What's going on? As we heard, he is being represented by a public defender. We'll go to the comments. Somebody said he is heavily medicated. All right, so one thing that I did, Pete, I want y'all to pay attention to. I did start late, so we're gonna go from the beginning.
Please be seated. Court is now in session. Good afternoon. My name is Judge Graff. I will be handling the first appearance calendar today. At the conclusion of the hearing, for the first case, the court will take a recess and remind all those who are scheduled for the first appearance calendar to log back in 15 minutes after the court has taken a recess. As a general note, no electronic usage is allowed unless pre-approved. Any disruptions will be removed. To the jail, are we ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Calling case 251.
Okay, so this is the one I wanted to show y'all. The fact that he is still in this turtle suit. Let me explain what the turtle suit is, aka the green outfit that he appears to be wearing. It lets you know that he is being held in a particular part of the jail, and it's suicide watch. And what he is completely naked. Maybe they gave him some draws for court. He said the Bam Bam suit. Now, this suit is was supposed to be completely safe for the person who wearing it, that they can't like tear anything off of it, stretch it, or manipulate it in any type of way to hurt themselves or anyone else. Usually when you get put in this type of suit, it's because you're not following directions, you're not listening, and it is definitely used for punishment. Usually when they put you in this suit, they put you in a cold room, freezing room, And again, you're not wearing anything. It goes all the way over and around your body. Now, a couple things done happened since the arrest of Tyler Robinson. One of the things is we heard from the FBI of how they got him, y'all. Now, another thing that happened was we hear that he was actually inside of a Discord where he was conversating with other people, and nothing that leads up to basically what he was going to do, but it kind of gave hint to that he was going to do something, being that he knew that Charlie was coming to his state. Now, let's go over the part that kind of shocked a lot of people, but it kind of didn't. His parents definitely seen his picture on the news and they turned him in. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Right now, we're on a recess. As soon as we get back from recess, I got you. But let's go over what we missed. If you just coming in, you didn't miss nothing, I got you. We'll play it back. This is the beginning. As you can see, Tyler is not in person in court. They actually had him on a video conference call, and he appears to not have a lawyer and to be just given representation, a public defender, y'all.
$403,576, State of Utah versus Tyler James Robinson. Could you state your name?
Tyler James Robinson.
Thank you for being here, Mr. Robinson. I'm Judge Graff. Mr. Scortis.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. You're probably already aware of my...
Well, he speaks English. He speaks, and it sounds competent and sound like he understands. So let's say he's not under a... I'm seeing people saying, "Oh, he's on this drug, he's on that drug. He can't talk. He's drooling." No, he seems like he understands exactly what's going on. But from what's been reported, he is not cooperating with law enforcement. Maybe it's because he don't have a lawyer yet. But the judge seems to have appointed him a lawyer. You didn't miss anything yet. If you're just coming into the building, we're in a 15-minute recess. We're just going over the front of the entire hearing. Make sure you double tap that screen. And if you're new to the channel and you feeling the vibe, go ahead and subscribe.
Presence or why I'm here, but if not, I am not entering an appearance. I'm not counsel on this case. I'm working with the county to get counsel assigned, but we need you to allow for the appointment of counsel.
Thank you, Mr. Scortis. I want to go through the qualifications
Absolutely.
For indigency, but that is my intent, Mr. Scortis.
Very well.
And I thank you for being here. So, Mr. Robinson, you have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, the court can appoint an attorney to represent you. I have reviewed your declaration of financial status and find that you are indigent. I'm provisionally appointing a Rule 8 qualified attorney to represent you on your case, Mr. Robinson. Along with their filing of their appearance of counsel, the assigned attorneys must file declarations with the court that outline their qualifications under Rule 8 and Rule 8C, under Rule 8B and Rule 8C for counsel appointment in a case where death may be a sentencing option. I'm ordering that those declarations be filed prior to the next hearing date, which is set for September 29th at 10 a.m. Mr. Robinson, I also wish to inform you of your right against self-incrimination. Anything that you say in court today could be used against you, and we want to protect your constitutional rights. Mr. Robinson, at this time, you will remain in custody without bail. Mr. Scortis, is there any other points that you wish to address?
No, thank you very much, Your Honor.
Turning to the state.
Yes, Your Honor. Chad Grunander for the state. I'm also joined, and they're listed as attendees Ryan McBride, Lauren Hunt, David Sturgill, and Chris Ballard. We are the trial team on this case. I do have a few points I'd like to bring up with your honor. We have filed a pretrial protective order on behalf of Erica Kirk. We would ask the court to review that. It should be in your queue, your honor, and sign that.
Thank you. I have reviewed the pretrial protective order and will be issuing this pretrial protective order in favor of Erica Kirk. Is there any other business that we need to address today, counsel?
Just for the court's information, we did file just recently, within the last few minutes, a notice of intent to seek the death penalty that was filed by Utah County Attorney Jeff Gray. So that should be in the court's file. Lastly, I would just indicate to the court and to, at this point, Mr. Robinson, that we are prepared to collect all of the discovery in this matter and get that turned over to the defense as soon as possible. Rule 16 requires us to provide what we have relied on in charging the information and bringing these charges within 5 days once it's requested. So that'll be prepared to disseminate to the defense as soon as possible.
Thank you, Mr. Grander. Mr. Robinson, what I also want to do is you have the right to have the charges read that you stand charged of, and I wish to read those to you at this time.
So everything that we have right now is pretty much how it always go. Y'all know, well, give him death penalty already. It doesn't work like that. He has to be properly situated before they perform what it is that they do in the courthouse. So now we're about to actually hear the charges, which we already heard from a lot of news places, but we want to finally hear the charges. It's very important that they get everything right the first time. Now, one thing that we just picked up on, Kirk's wife, Erica Kirk, already filed a motion. She want to make sure this goes down fast and in a hurry. Now, we're about to get into a few things that we do already know, but if you're just coming in, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Feel free to drop down. Keep the comments respectful, and I will go over the comments and we're going to react and we're going to congregate. If you new, appreciate you. Definitely tap in, hit that like button. Anybody from Utah, let me know in the chat. I want to chop it up with the people who actually in the city. How does this affect y'all? Is it
Thank you. Mr. Robinson, for count 1, aggravated murder, a capital felony in violation of Utah Code annotated 76-5-202, in that on September 10th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant, Tyler James Robinson, intentionally or knowingly caused the death of Charlie Kirk under the following circumstances. The defendant knowingly created a great risk of death to another individual other than Charlie Kirk and the defendant. Notice conviction of this offense may carry the death penalty or pursuant to Utah Code 76-3-207.7, a mandatory term of imprisonment for life without parole or an indeterminate term of not less than 25 years, and that may be for life. Victim targeting enhancement in violation of Utah Code annotated 76-3-203.14 sub 2. Tyler James Robinson intentionally selected Charlie Kirk because of Tyler James Robinson's belief or perception regarding Charlie Kirk's political expression. Notice if the trier of fact finds beyond a reasonable doubt that the victim targeting enhancement applies, the sentencing judge or the Board of Pardons and Parole shall consider the defendant's selection of the victim as an aggravating factor. Violent offense committed in the presence of a child aggravating factor, the sentencing judge or the Board of Pardons and Parole shall consider as an aggravating factor in their deliberations that the defendant committed a violent criminal offense in the presence of a child. Count 2, felony discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily injury, a first-degree felony in violation of Utah Code Annotated 76-11-210 sub 2 and 3C, in that on September 10th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant Tyler James Robinson discharged a firearm in the direction of Charlie Kirk, knowing or having reason to believe that Charlie Kirk may be endangered by the discharge of the firearm and that the act caused serious bodily injury to Charlie Kirk. Victim targeting enhancement in violation of Utah Code Annotated 76-3-203.14 sub 2. Tyler James Robinson intentionally selected Charlie Kirk because Tyler James Robinson's belief or perception regarding Charlie Kirk's political expression. Notice if the trier of fact finds beyond a reasonable doubt that the victim targeting enhancement applies, the sentencing judge or the Board of Pardons and Parole shall consider the defendant's selection of the victim as an aggravating factor. Violent offense committed in the presence of a child, aggravating factor. The sentencing judge or the Board of Pardons and Parole shall consider an aggravating factor in their deliberations that the defendant committed a violent offense in the presence of a child. Count 3, obstruction of justice, a second-degree felony in violation of Utah Code Annotated 76-8-306 sub 2, in that on September 10th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant Tyler James Robinson, with intent to hinder, delay, or prevent the investigation, apprehension, prosecution, conviction, or pursuant to any person regarding conduct that constitutes a criminal offense, conceal or remove the firearm used to shoot Charlie Kirk, and the conduct that constitutes an offense would be a capital felony or a first-degree felony. Count 4, obstruction of justice, a second-degree felony in violation of Utah Code 76-8-306 sub 2, in that on or about September 11th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant, Tyler James Robinson, with an intent to hinder, delay, or prevent the investigation, apprehension, prosecution, conviction, or punishment of any person regarding conduct that constitutes a criminal offense, destroyed, concealed, or removed the clothing he wore during the shooting, and the conduct that constitutes an offense would be a capital felony or first-degree felony. Count 5, tampering with a witness, a third-degree felony in violation of Utah Code Annotated 76-8-508, in that on or about September 10th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant, Tyler James Robinson, believed that an official proceeding or investigation was pending or about to be instituted or intended to prevent an official proceeding or investigation, and attempted to induce or otherwise cause his roommate to withhold testimony, information, a document, or an item, to wit, directing his roommate to delete incriminating text messages. Count 6, tampering with a witness, a third-degree felony in violation of Utah Code Annotated 76-8-508, in that on or about September 11th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant, Tyler James Robinson, believed that an official proceeding or investigation was pending or about to be instituted or intended to prevent an official proceeding or investigation, and attempted to induce or otherwise cause his roommate to withhold testimony or information, to wit, directing his roommate to stay silent if the police questioned the roommate. Count 7, violent offense committed in the presence of a child, a Class A misdemeanor in violation of Utah Code Annotated 76-3-203.10 sub 2 and 76-3-203.14 sub 3A little double I, in that on or about September 10th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant, Tyler James Robinson, committed criminal homicide in the physical presence of a child younger than 14 years of age, with knowledge that a child was present and that may have been seen or heard the commission of the criminal homicide. Victim targeting enhancement in violation of Utah Code Annotated 76-3-203.14 Sub 2, Tyler James Robinson intentionally selected Charlie Kirk because of Tyler James Robinson's belief or perception regarding Charlie Kirk's political expression. That concludes reading the information. Mr. Robinson, this case is set for September 29th at 10 a.m. It will be a waiver hearing, and I will be the judge assigned to this case. Mr. Robinson, I invite you to join us at that time. Is there anything further, counsel?
No, yeah, we'll have counsel appointed by then. Thank you.
Mr. Gurander, anything further?
One item, just for clarification, Your Honor, the hearing on the 29th, is that in person or WebEx?
Thank you. That is a great question. It will be via WebEx.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
All right. I want to thank all parties for being here, and this concludes this hearing at this time. Court is in recess.
All right.
Okay, my good people, I'm going to the comments. I want to see what y'all think about everything we just watched, and I got another clip for y'all, man. So if you're in the comments, let's do this. No cussing in the comments, and I'll put you on the big screen. Let's talk about everything we just bear witness to. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. And I got an upload I want y'all to go check out. We're going to check it out, but make sure you subscribe, post notifications on. Let's go to the comments. P Stink said, for real, no lawyer on earth wants that case. I can dig it. Hey, who want that case, man? This case could literally mean the end of your career in most cases, but how many of y'all feel like, hey, they might need somebody? Well, first off, somebody gonna get the job first off, and yes, somebody will be appointed, but let's act like we did here. That man said, hey, let me be clear, I am not his attorney. I'm only here, Judge, to let you know that he does need one. Do you hear me? Now, the governor has spoke since this incident. He does not, and I repeat, does not like what happened in his state, and he really was hurt the fact that it was a citizen of the state that committed this hate crime. Anonymous said, bless almighty Charlie Kirk. Now, it's a few things I do want y'all to subscribe to, because I'm gonna be doing videos on this. A lot of things done transpired, y'all, since the death of Charlie. You know, a lot of memorials, and well, first off, let's start with one memorial was vandalized, and already you had a copycat, somebody go and dress up just like Kirk, wearing the same shirt that he wore in this video that I'm about to show y'all, and actually vandalized a mural, which he got arrested for, of course. But it's the fact that young kids all over are actually finding that this guy kind of did something cool, and I feel that to be quite alarming. Now let me get back into the comments. It says Pacers think wrong. Many lawyers want this case. Okay. They get publicity. No money could buy, and if let's talk about it. That's interesting, Frank. Frank, you make a good point. Money couldn't even buy this publicity, he said. And if they can save him from death penalty, they will be the most sought out lawyer in Utah. Man, let's get into these comments. That's a good point, Frank. Stick around, Frank. We got more coverage coming on this channel. Pacers responded, or could backfire, and their name, career are in jeopardy. It's a bold swing. It is a bold swing, but we have seen things happen. I see James Arnold said innocent. Okay, we got a few people already feeling the man is innocent. Now, people already been over all the social media. Y'all probably seen some of the videos. What is that? It's not a bullet. He isn't deceased. Are y'all effing kidding me, man? Did y'all not see the man wife standing in his office. I was gonna cover that content, but I'm not gonna lie, it hurt, you know what I'm saying? And not for the man himself, it was for the situation that hurt, y'all. The fact that he was only 32. I'm older than Charlie, y'all, and I'm still young. Charlie was young, and he attracted a younger crowd, which gave America not only young votes, but young faces that we could actually see. And now you can't say that, oh, they swinging it. The polls is not polling how we don't know, allegedly. But one thing we do see in Charlie movement is he did have indeed, and he was indeed in touch with the youth, whether people want to post African Americans going back and forth with him, whether they want to post a Caucasian man going back and forth with him, whether they want to post prostitutes going back and forth with him. They wanted to talk to him. They wanted to talk. They wanted to come program with him and have a conversation. You dig? Now, let's get into some more of these comments, and I still got some content I want to show y'all guys, but that's just my take on that. Somebody say, at Frank, or and try to stay with me here, said lawyer would be seen as pariah receiving many deaths. I could see that. I could see all of that. All these scenarios I could see. But I mean, let's talk about the mother and father real quick, y'all. Let's talk about the mother and father real quick. Imagine the death threats they're getting just for having them. Wow, we see anything who's trying to ramp up. Okay. Wait. I'm looking for something good. I see a free Tyler down there. His family has bread they need to pay. They say, okay, that's a good one. He said the family, I don't know if they got money, but if you know something I don't know, and if they do got money, why didn't they pay for his legal defense? Do they want to even put money? Do they feel like that's throwing the money away? Is that throwing away the money away, getting him a lawyer? And let's talk about this other thing. People saying, did he even confess, y'all? Who's seen a confession? We done heard, and we done heard, and we done seen, and we done seen, and we done heard. But it seems as though he is not working with the cops. See, he's not working with the cops, y'all. And it made me think. It looked like we have a few updates, man. So y'all tap in with me. You already know what to do. Hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe. Let's go.
He has not confessed to authorities. He is not cooperating. But all the people around him are cooperating, and I think that's very important that we can.
Let's talk about why that's important. Okay, he might not be cooperating. But here I believe y'all let me know in the chat, that is the governor, correct? Let me know that is the governor face we're looking at. Turn and rewarded. Is that so? Because it was a reward, and I said that early in the game. I said, yo, it was a reward. So it didn't surprise me if family or anybody, a neighbor, somebody went to school with, wanted to collect that 100,000. But let me know, Pacers, is that accurate information that you're saying there, sir? He say his dad rejected the $100,000 reward to turn in his own son. Now we about to talk about that. We about to commentate about that. Davey said he wanted half. He said he didn't want the 100. He only wanted half. Being that he felt a little bad that it was his own blood. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. The chat is chatting. Julio said his family is MAGA and he is a Nikki fan, which Nick I don't know who that person is. But we do got some things to break. We got some things to talk about, y'all. Now, one of those things is how did they catch him? How did they get him? It took a day's time, it seemed like, to capture him. But let's get into what we do know and how they did find this guy, man. Now he in court in a turtle suit. Now he in court in a turtle suit, looking like he on psychiatric watch. Read between the lines, you know, certain things we just can't say. But suicidal watch. They got him in the turtle suit, y'all. They got him in the coldest room in the jail. The darkest, the nastiest. You got to know this. And as we learned today, his family did not even put money forth to get him a lawyer. So he will be appointed a lawyer by the state of Utah. But how did he get turned in? I was saying earlier in my content, these kids, they watch too many movies. He thought he was really that guy. He thought he was what I said, Jason Bourne, Agent Double O, Low, Agent Double Low. Because I don't know if he was out or was he in, y'all, as far as the closet, because we will hear in a few minutes that, he had a roommate, a person of interest that piques that FBI agency's interest, and they're going to talk about how the pressure started to build, and maybe this is why we will find out, or we will come to find out, that his family, y'all, Tyler Robinson's own family, seen him on the news and stated claim.
Confirmed that his roommate was indeed a boyfriend who is transitioning from male to female.
These days is the last days, cause you gotta die just to see the clout.
Here, Tyler Robinson could be seen leaving the rooftop, running in to the streets and blending right into traffic. Now, this is the same image that we all seen, but no one knew who this guy was. No one knew. Only thing we knew when we first seen this information, that somebody had to been sniped them, the way that it was too many people outside. Where did the shot come from? Then footage comes out. Okay, dang, that's good. Damn, that's some good. I think that's about 4K, y'all. It may not be 4K on my end, but when the FBI got a hold, I think they probably got the good 8K. The imaging and video was videoing, and they got that man clearly on the roof. Now, you got conspiracy people saying, well, it's not him. Well, who is it then? Who is the guy on the roof right after? Y'all know what happened. And then he's seen running off in clear broad day. Running and jumping off the roof, running and blending into the traffic, y'all. Now, it's a cold, cold world. And this is a cold, cold situation. But the Black Dodge Challenger had to play some part. Now, y'all got to know, we got to know that at this point in time, family, they have tag readers. Do y'all think that he was smart enough to change his tag, or do they got him leaving, driving all the way to where he parked that same car, which you will see in the news when they posted up, they was right in front of his mama house or whoever house that is, and you can see the same car. Now, it did shock me when I found out, okay, this guy was dating a trans person. Nobody seen that coming. But it's also interesting that the fact that in the political debate that he was having, Charlie I'm talking about, was just talking about how he feels about trans individuals. And you know, it's a conversation that many people probably don't want to have, but it's still a conversation to be had. Do y'all think that Tyler did this out of this pure hate? Or do y'all feel like somebody put Tyler up to it? Now we gonna get into it, and make sure you subscribe to the channel and make sure you go check out my upload section, because we got a lot to break down. We got to break down what the people who went to school said. A lot of people talking, y'all. Neighbors, family I haven't seen talk. And then I also want y'all to see the effect that the passing of Charlie has made in the days after, because let's be honest, pride flags came out, you know, patriots came out, and it went down. And I got to cover that, but we probably won't get to it in this one. But make sure you subscribe and go check out my uploads, because we're gonna be covering all that. Let's get back into this. Within hours, agencies would coordinate a manhunt to look for this guy all over the nation. And what do you know? He popped up, but you wouldn't believe who brought him into justice.
Let me take a step back and tell you we were there and how we were led to the suspect, so that this all fits into the puzzle. We, as soon as we learned of the shooting, we were able to, Charlie Kirk was shot at 12:23 local time on September 10th. By 12:39 p.m. local time, FBI assets were on scene securing the scene. We then launched at 10 a.m. the next day the first images of the suspect. Myself and the deputy arrived at 5 p.m. local time on September 11th. And then what we did was decided to have a press conference at 8 p.m. local, where we issued for the first time FBI obtained video footage that we seized from the security camera surveillance system and new images.
Authorities say the suspect arrived on campus at 11:52 a.m. less than.
Now, you know, we got to stop right there. We can't go past that part. We can't go past. Look at this good old footage, y'all. Look at this good old footage, man. Oh my. It seems as though they had him even before, I repeat, before he even made it to the campus. Why? Because we're living in the age of technology, family. And this technology is going to be the end if we don't get our act together, man. And I mean of us. Because let's see. He threw away his life on video. Let's be honest. And he took a man's life on video. So now we to the point where they're getting all the legalities, because the state of Utah, they want him under the ground, y'all. They don't want him on top of the ground. They want him underneath the ground. So they seeking the death penalty. It's a serious situation. Now, the fact that this guy is not talking, he's not saying anything to the. Do y'all think that's enough to save him from this good? This look like more of the same 4K we just seen, y'all. People have ring cams. We don't know where this footage is coming from. But as you can hear from our own agencies of the US of A, they got the tape. Let's get to it, man. If you new and if you didn't already, double tap that screen. If you're new to the vibes, just subscribe.
Suspect arrived on campus at 11:52.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. Look at the way he walking. Like, why is he limping? Is this? They saying this before, but this might be either he got the pole on him on the leg, but it's like I got a theory. Okay. We don't see a gun on him, y'all. And this probably gonna be the same thing that they try to use to fight. But what is on him right now? Why is he limping? And if he did have a rifle, did he have the type that he can break down? Where was he concealing it, y'all? Because when he was running on that roof, let me go back to that sprint. Where is the rifle? Here, Tyler Robinson could be seen leaving the rooftop. Wait a minute. Hold on. To the streets and blend. Could be seen leaving the rooftop, running in Here, Tyler Robinson could be seen leaving the rooftop, running in to the streets and blending right into traffic. Oh my God. I just seen, did y'all just, we got breaking news. I just realized I never watched this video that close. I just realized he running with the rifle, y'all. He got, okay, well, we got to break the news. We got to break it. We got to break it. Break it. I just realized that the man running with the rifle, y'all. Now I'm gonna play it again. He got the rifle on him. You don't see it because he got the rifle in a towel. Now it's given. I got a stick in my pant. That when he was walking, y'all got to pay attention now. When he was walking, it's given. I got a stick in my pants, man. A pole. Something that won't bend, so it gave him that funny walk. Now, as he leaving, you can see because they gave us a blur of it. They ain't give us a good, you know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna give you all that. They ain't gonna give you all that. You feel me? But we do know. I'm gonna play it one more time that he. If you can see, because I'm looking at him like, okay, I thought this whole time I thought he was throwing the book bag, y'all. But the book bag is still on his back, guys and gals. The book bag is still on his back. That ain't no, that's the guy. That's the guy. You see it, you can see it right there. And he got what he is he got it covered up, and he probably holding it by the muzzle as the towel kind of covers it. And I'm gonna play it back, and y'all just watch. See, there it is right there. He has a backpack on. What else is in his hand, guys? That's why when he jumped off the roof, I'm wondering what's swinging like that. I'm wondering what's swinging like that, man. We gotta go. We gotta run it all the way back. Okay. All right. I didn't realize y'all. So I'm sorry. Y'all couldn't even see what I was just showing y'all. But don't worry about it. I'm gonna show you again. I'm gonna show you again. Hold on. What I just seen somebody say. I am moderate, but I'm okay. I thought I had a moderator. I'm about to play it again, bro. I'm about to play it again. Caleb, I hope you ain't talking to me like that, what? Straight up. Can't be talking to me. All right, so let me run it again. Now, I also want, if you look through this glass right here, you can see he's running all the way from over here. But you can see it, you can see him through the glass, the reflection, and he's gonna come out from over here. Boom. The backpack is on. I want y'all to pay attention. Look real close. Here, Tyler Robinson could be seen. Did y'all see it? Did y'all see it? Oh, he done. He cooked. Did y'all see it? Man, he's cooked. Ain't nobody, you're not gonna get this nowhere else, man. We got breaking news, man. You know the streets be talking. Oh yeah.
Damn, BG, we made this.
Little nigga, the streets is talking. The streets is talking. The streets is talking. The streets is talking. Little nigga, the streets is talking. Little nigga, the streets is talking. The streets is talking. Little nigga, the streets is talking. The streets is talking. You better watch what you say to them. You better watch what you say to them. You better watch what you say to them. Nigga, the streets is talking. Nigga, the streets is talking.
Call 911. I need, man, we about to call. I wonder, but guess what? I think they already know, y'all. Let's be honest. They already know. I just seen for nobody broke this news. You can see him with the pistol. We know he had the pistol. Because one of the things that's happening, y'all, is they saying, okay, the pistol was found in a wooded area with a towel. Now the FBI had already sent in, and did what they did. And that's why they let the people know that the towel, the gun, and the screwdriver was recovered. A towel, all right, like especially if you ain't look, if this is a home towel family, if this is a towel that he done scrubbed his nuts with, scrubbed his hair with, goddamn, wiped off his body, he's cooked, okay? But if it's a new towel, we don't know. The screwdriver, everything they saying, they got DNA evidence, y'all. I don't think these folks miss it. The guy we about to see talk, the director of the FBI, he seemed pretty transparent, as he said he tries to be. He said straight up, I'm gonna be honest, I let y'all know everything we had, so you know what? They can identify this guy, and it seemed to have worked. Because who identified them? We're gonna get into that in a minute, but you won't believe it. Catching Tyler Robinson was easy work. Now we about to go over, if you're just coming in, we watching, I'm gonna have to do it in slow motion real quick so you can actually see right here. He's running with the rifle. Yeah, let's up that clarity. And let's slow it down. We're gonna go to point. No. We're gonna 0.5. We're gonna go 0.5. This real quick. I want y'all to see something. Do y'all see that? What is that, guys? Huh? Oh my God. We got breaking news. Screenshot it, blow it up. We got breaking news. That's not a book bag. Because he's wearing a book bag. And I'm about to roll the clip. Let me know, chat. Hit the like button. I'm gonna go to the chat real quick. How y'all feeling about what I'm showing y'all right now? His mother was the first one to realize it was him. Yep, that's what I'm hearing. Father turned him in. That's what I'm hearing. We hearing the same thing or what? Truthfully, with a rifle that has a scope, you don't have. You don't have to be an expert. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. You don't, with a scope and a right, you don't have to be an expert from 200 yards. He said, I don't believe he did it. Wow, you don't believe he did it? I believe it was a group of people deep in not the Illuminati. No, we can't blame them. We can't blame them. That's too easy, y'all. The Illuminati, that would be too easy. But I guess that's what the FBI said when they seen this footage too. Let's get back into it. You can see him running with it. It's right there, y'all. Boom. I'm gonna slow it down and let's get it together.
Could be seen leaving the rooftop, running in to the streets.
Now I want y'all to be clear. He's wearing a backpack, so don't be told, oh, that's the back. No. He's wearing the backpack, guys. He's wearing it. So let's be super clear as we speculate and as I commentate. He running with it.
And blending right into traffic.
That's too long to be a book bag. What he's doing is he got the barrel and he got the towel. It looks the same as though it's a black towel over it, and he's running with it. Look at him. Do you see how the towel is flaring up and hanging and the one? Yeah, man. Let me cook. All right, so now that we got that understood, let's get this back on track. We go to the comments one more time. Did y'all see what I saw? They got him going. He said, how did he get up there? He walked up the stairs. He walked up the stairs. They got him on the inside. They got him on camera, family. They got him on camera. They got his face. We're going to get into that. Let me just say, stop the cap. Lord have mercy. He didn't assemble. Hold on. He said, somebody say, he assembled it, which could be the barrel, the stock, and the action. The scope would be mounted. Action, take the scope off. Man, listen, he got the thing. It's on him, man. And one of the reasons why I even came in that, I didn't even mean to bust that bubble. Bro, you just seen it run around. What you talking about? I just showed it to you. Okay, now y'all want to check. Let's say, bro, watch Candace Owens' video. She says it's all an inside job. People were pressuring Charlie. He started questioning his reality, and now someone wants inside job. The only thing I'm saying right now is him. Let's get into this video. Within hours, agencies would coordinate a manhunt to look for this guy all over the nation. And what do you know? He popped up, but you wouldn't believe who brought him into justice.
Let me take a step back and tell you we were there and how we were led to the suspect so that this all fits into the puzzle. We, as soon as we learned of the shooting, we were able to, Charlie Kirk was shot at 12:23 local time on September 10th. By 12:39 p.m. local time, FBI assets were on scene securing the scene. We then launched at 10 a.m. the next day the first images of the suspect. Myself and the deputy arrived at 5 p.m. local time on September 11th. And then what we did was decided to have a press conference at 8 p.m. local, where we issued for the first time FBI obtained video footage that we seized from the security camera surveillance system and new images.
Authorities say the suspect arrived on campus at 11:52 a.m.
Now that's that walk I was talking about. Now, if this is him arriving on campus, we got to give this the same treatment. We're going to analyze. And I'm going to commentate. We're going to get us the same treatment, y'all. I'm almost done, but I ain't done yet. Let's get into it.
Yes.
Authorities say the suspect arrived.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Right leg. That man really don't. He ain't have the guy. Y'all thinking he had the. No, he didn't have the breakdown guy. He didn't have enough time. And to see, oh my God. That's why they showing us this clip, y'all. They want y'all to see this. Y'all think Tyler got a natural pimp walk like that? Y'all think, come on, man. Come on, man. You can, I'm gonna slow it down just a little bit more. Cause you can see right leg, that boy got that pole on him. Yeah, he do. He got the pole on him. He never broke it down. He never put it together. It was already assembled. And I got the proof. And we about to watch it live. If you didn't already, you know what to do. Now check this out. Y'all tell me about that ain't that pole on his right leg. Look at the other leg. He only can slightly bend just enough to where he ain't got to be walking around like a pirate with a peg leg. You hear me? He got just enough, but he already can tell he not. That ain't his natural pimp walk. Tyler wasn't pimping like that. Now, come on, man. He limping and he ain't hurt. Cause we seen him running earlier, and he wasn't limping. Let's get it.
Yes.
Authorities say the suspect arrived on campus at 11:52 a.m.
They say, boy, you cold, bro. Let me know, chat. They said that boy, you're cold, boy. Ooh wee. Ain't nobody gonna give this breakdown. Ain't nobody gonna break this down like this. You know what I'm saying? He say, damn, I know it. I know it. Yeah. He had it on him. But anyway, I'm not gonna hold y'all. Let's get into it.
Less than 24 hours.
Somebody said, well, how did he get on the roof? Because it was left in 24 hours. That's how they said, how he get on the roof? But it ain't no stairs. Ain't no stairs. Ain't that a good camera? I mean, God damn, I'm talking about, boy. Now, this is the shirt that I was talking about, the one who vandalized the picture. Now, as you can see, this is the book bag. So he did have a good shoulder snug bag on his backpack, you know, on his back. So again, he was definitely wearing this backpack, y'all, when he was running. And he couldn't get no rifle in that. Do y'all get it? So as he walking up these stairs, I'm pretty sure he got to be walking funny, like we just seen him walking a few minutes ago. He say, why are you talking about this? Do we not believe he is the guy? Some people don't believe he the guy, man. Believe it or not, you know. And not only that, I mean, he's innocent until proven guilty. This is America. He's innocent. I don't know if he the guy. That's just what they say, but this is America. So this is the evidence, and this is some of the stuff that helped get them caught. But along with more, y'all, we got to break that down too.
Later at 9:48 a.m. Thursday.
Oh, my fault. Let's get that right. Mm-hmm.
Say the FBI released the first photos from surveillance video of a person of interest, showing a man in sunglasses and a dark blue cap wearing a t-shirt with an American flag.
New images, enhanced images, I decided to release immediately to the public because we were working with the public and the media to find this killer. Shortly after that 8 p.m. release, at 10 p.m. local time, the suspect was in custody. Why? Because the father informed us, pursuant to an interview of him, that he looked at the video that we released that evening and the enhanced photos and identified the suspect. That's how fast the FBI was working to put out information in real time.
Exactly that part. You heard what you just heard. He have gotten turned in by who? His own father. Now things get a little crazy, but before it get crazy, let's get back into this exclusive from Brooks Singman. Exclusive. Charlie assassin Tyler Robinson lived with his transgender partner. Sources says the individual who is a male transitioning to a female is fully cooperating with the FBI. Sources tell that the FBI had texts and other communications between Robinson and the individual that helped the FBI authorities solidify that Robinson was indeed the shooter. So what does this mean? It means that the rumors are true. What does this mean? It means that, hey man, Tyler, it's not looking good for you, bro. Your roommate talking, working with the government, and we don't know what they're saying, but hey, this could be more of what's leading up to be the end of Tyler, man, as far as his freedom anyway. People saying, oh, he's not the real shooter. Hey, if it's not, this is a great lineup and it's looking real crazy. Now listen, let's play on the conspiracy real quick. Let's play on the conspiracy theory real quick, then I'm gonna get back into it. The fact that trans conversation got mixed up into this whole thing, Lord have mercy. It's like we're not gonna hit the end of that part. But at the end of the day, was he openly dating this person? We don't know yet. But what we do know is that this person is working. They're talking, And let's be honest, if this is the pressure that was on you, a lot of y'all probably will fold too. But how many of us actually believe that his partner had no clue what Charlie was about to do? He had to drive about 3 hours away, but we about to get into it. Sure.
While he is here being held without bond, two sources tell CNN that he did speak with investigators briefly when he was first taken into custody, but now we understand he is no longer speaking with investigators. And this, as investigators are now focused on trying to piece together the motive for what might have inspired this deadly attack.
We got him.
A rifle was found in a wooded area near the university with evidence that may point to the suspect's motive.
Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist!" ! Catch! ! He is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light colored shoes.
Matching the descriptions in the video, was later located at his home in Washington County, Utah at 10 p.m. Thursday.
Boom. Now we're gonna run that back just a little bit because I gotta be honest. The fact that they let us know that they found the weapon was a gimme for whoever his defense gonna be, because they know, okay, they got the weapon. Do Tyler know yet? I don't know. Tyler shouldn't know anything, guys. He shouldn't know anything. Let me get that with that part where he said. But how many of y'all believe that his partner didn't know neither? Now we're gonna talk about the Discord. So y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Make sure you go to my upload section where I'll be doing uploads on this entire situation as far as what's been going on. The next piece of content that I'll be doing is the witness testimony. A lot of people are talking. All the witnesses, I'm gonna do a witness compilation. And then I'm gonna do an overall of what we know to date. And it's a lot, y'all. The information is overwhelming. Now, I want to show y'all this.
Investigators are now focused on trying to piece together the motive for what might have inspired this deadly attack.
The FBI had texts and other communications between Robinson and the individual that helped the FBI authorities solidify that Robinson was indeed the shooter.
While he is here being held without bond, two sources tell CNN that he did speak with investigators briefly when he was first taken into custody, but now we understand he is no longer speaking with investigators. And this, as investigators are now focused on trying to piece together the motive for what might have inspired this deadly attack.
We got him.
A rifle was found in a wooded area near the university with evidence that may point to the suspect's motive.
Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist!" Catch! He is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light colored shoes.
Matching the descriptions in the video, was later located at his home in Washington County, Utah at 10 p.m. Thursday, 260 miles from the scene, and taken into custody. According to Utah's governor, Robinson's father confronted him after seeing the video and the images and told his son to turn himself in. Robinson was then transferred overnight and booked into jail just before 2 a.m. Friday morning, 12 miles from the scene of Kirk's shooting.
You ain't.
Okay. So let's go to the chat real quick. I do have one more thing we are gonna get into. Okay. I couldn't make that up. I did not know I never realized that, because I'm seeing people say, "Oh, the footage is not good. The video is grainy." I mean, I don't think they're gonna give us the good 4K, but I know 4K. I mean, come on, I know good footage when I see footage. They dumbed it down. They didn't want us to see the detail. And if I just seen that firearm, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure they seen the towel and the firearm too. That's probably why they know where in the woods to go find the dang on firearm, y'all. And I'm pretty sure they got him on camera putting the firearm in the woods. Now let's get into these comments. Somebody saying, Chip saying, man, listen, this was an inside job. Can y'all help me understand the people who saying that? What makes you feel like this was an inside job? I'm here for it. It may have been just a roommate. Frank, who may have been just a roommate? You can't talk about his significant other because they already interviewed and they making it clear to the world that it's a little bit more than just roommate. I don't think his roommate knew. I don't know, because I don't know, guys. I mean, I understand the crowd might, no matter what type of, what I'm saying, preference you are, I feel like whoever you are, your significant other, you talk to, you might tell things, you might watch, like, come on, like, who want to be with somebody that they can't turn on their favorite things that they like to watch and view, and they not right there watching it? I mean, you can't, it ain't got to be everything. But I'm just feeling like his significant other, the transgender, may have been of a same mindset. Not maybe as far as the radical stuff, but as far as probably didn't like Charlie neither, because Charlie was against what and from my understanding, I was trying to figure out because I was confused a little. I thought, okay, so it's a man transitioning into a woman is what I'm hearing. That the name, what's the name? Twigs. Let me know, chat. Something Twigs. So you just don't know. It sounds like Nick, what you call it, was his motivation. Who is that, Dylan? Who is that, bro? I gotta look into that. Let me Google that real quick. Who is Nick? I gotta look that up. If we don't believe this guy is the Ooter, does this mean we believe that everyone in jail is innocent? Nah, you got people, hey man, people don't believe it's him, man. Like, just like at first they were saying it was the old guy, which was crazy because I seen images of the old guy. How many of y'all? Dang, I had the image. I don't know if I got it on me right now, but I got an image of the old guy who they had at first looking crazy, had him with the broken knees, dragging him up out of there. People was spitting on him, allegedly kicking on him. Everything is alleged education purposes, but come to find out, that old guy was a transgender. I don't know if it was a trans man or a trans woman, But my thing is, for people who don't like his message, why listen to it? It always used to, that's one of the things that, just like people who come into my chat right now, oh, I don't like what you're talking about. Well, goodbye. You don't have to listen, And that's the same thing that Tyler, he had the same right not to listen, not to support. But for the ones that do support this channel and support me, that hit that like button, I appreciate it big. Now, getting back into the comments. The old guy was a messiah. I feel now we cooking, Carlos. I heard that, Carlos. I heard that. And see, I don't like to just go off the deep end and just everything that I hear. You know what I'm saying? I like to properly look into things because some things just be propaganda. How many of y'all in the chat listening to me right now feel like this whole thing is propaganda, bro? How many of y'all feel like this whole situation is propaganda? He is pleading innocent. He did not turn himself in. Yes, he definitely turned himself in. Tyler Robinson turned himself in. But I want to talk to y'all about the pressure that his father and his mother could have possibly been under and what made them turn their own child, their own seed into the government, to the authorities, to the local law enforcement? Is it because they knew it would be the right thing to do? Is it because they already figured, oh my God, he's going to get caught? Let me get ahead of this and plead my case, because y'all got to know that when the FBI came knocking, they had that. They knew they had to answer that door, and they knew the assignment. What information can you give us about your son? Now, what seemed to have come out is that mama seen her son on the news. She called her son. She say, allegedly, everything is alleged, everything is education purposes. Just spreading and educating my viewers on everything that I heard and seen in these YouTube streets and across the media. So they saying that the mother said, yeah, that's my boy, and called her son, and he answered the phone for mama. After doing something like that, he still answered the phone for mama. And I'm guessing the conversation went like something like, son, are you all right? And from what is being said, they said no. He said he wasn't all right. He said he was sick. I bet he was. I bet his damn leg was on the gas tap shaking, y'all. I know his boots was shaking on that drive back to his home. But let's get it back into what the mother said. So mama said, allegedly, it went something like, are you okay? And he said, no, mama, I'm sick. I've been sick all day. But you know, a mama intuition, goddamn, she just wasn't going. Oh no, she wasn't going. She knew that was her baby on the news. Oh my God, her baby was on the news, and it wasn't for nothing good. She knew it would be only a matter of time before the authorities would probably, allegedly, you hear me, be on the way and knocking at her front door. So what you think she did when it called her son? And from what I'm hearing, y'all, the dad got in there and they got with their son. And indeed, he was taken into the law enforcement. I believe they came and met them. I think the boy came home, and so did the police. They went to the yeah. That's why, and it makes sense that it went like that. And I'm gonna say it, and let me land my plane. Then I'm gonna go into the comments. I feel like it went like that because that black Challenger was at his mama house, but the media is saying that Charlie didn't live with his mama. I mean, not Charlie, excuse my language. Tyler didn't live with his mother. They say Tyler lived with his partner. But when we see the news in front of the news gonna go to where they got him, y'all. Y'all gotta over here, let me cook. The news went right to where they picked him up. He turned his mama house into a damn near crime scene. Lord have mercy. Let's get the lights up.
For what it is, it's not all dreams. Ooh, it's not all bliss. You find your world is tumbling down. It happened to me. It happened to me. Once you find your world is tumbling down.
If you didn't already, double tap that screen, get the lights up. That's how you get this in the algorithm. Subscribe. So y'all telling me that his parents convinced him to come home. In a child's mind, it's the ultimate betrayal. He trusted them. but they knew the pressure was on, and son, they got you. Not only do they got you on footage, but when they show mama and daddy that damn image, oh my God, they stomachs probably dropped. It was they boy on the TV screen in front of millions and billions of people to be talked about. And assassination, Lord have mercy. I hope you hit that like button, man. We about to get into it, man. We just warming up. Let me cook. I'm gonna go to the comments, see what y'all talking about. They saying staged. What? Hold on. Wait a minute, bro. I don't even know why I came to the comments, man. James said only a fool would believe he made that shot. Only reason I'm entertaining that one, bro. And I'm seeing a lot of people saying it's stage. But I'm gonna entertain that one because I'm not gonna lie. I was almost convinced too when I seen so much stuff going across TikTok, Instagram, and all these other platforms. They had the security actually had a pistol out tucked underneath his armpit. And if you looked at it, you would have thought his own security shot him. But no. What we seen definitely came from a rifle. And then we see a man running off the roof with a rifle. They saying it was staged. Well, my thing is, how? Y'all got to be more clever with it. Corey said 200-yard shot, easy work for someone that shoots deer and has any understanding of a scope. You ignorant, James. You heard that? All right, let's go. Now we about to get into Patel. Somebody say Patel is geeked up early in the morning, and Charlie kept talking about them. Oh, okay, y'all in here. Spaceships on bang head. Oh my God. Oh, y'all turned up in here early, man. Make sure you subscribe. I like it. Obviously, he didn't make the shot. I don't know, man. Somebody made a shot, bro. Nah, it wasn't staged. Y'all clearly don't know. Okay. Y'all dueling in the chat. Anybody got some commentary with what I'm talking about? People saying free Tyler. Okay. RP Charlie. Okay. All right. So the last piece of content I wanted to go over today was Mr. Patel. I ain't gonna lie. We got to talk about it, bro. When I was listening to Mr. Patel pop his poppins, you dig? And I'm like, man, like confident, He's saying basically like it was confused because I'm like, damn, is he the FBI? Because it seemed like he just had a way about him. I'm just gonna say that he just had a way about the way he pop his poppins, man. Matter of fact, let's review that. Let's review that real quick. And I'm want to review this because as I was watching this in real time, and then I think reacting to y'all, I'm like, yo, this man, Lord have mercy, he gonna have to go have a meeting after this. And what do you know? He did. He definitely had to have a meeting after he popped his poppins the way he was. I understand he was, Charlie was a friend of his, personal friend, might I say. So let the chat recognize that Charlie had people in high places. Real talk. Now they saying, yeah, the fact that he had people in high places that might have got him placed in another place. But before we even go all the way down that rabbit hole, I need receipts. I need them. Let's see about what Mr. Patel was saying, though, that had the controversy going.
Step back and tell you we were there and how we were led to the suspect so that this all fits into the puzzle. we, as soon as we learned of the shooting, we were able to, Charlie Kirk was shot at 12:23 local time on September 10th. By 12:39 p.m. local time, FBI assets were on scene securing the scene. We then launched at 10 a.m. the next day the first images of the suspect. Myself and the deputy arrived at 5 p.m. local time on September 11th. And then what we did was decided to have a press conference at 8 p.m. local, where we issued for the first time FBI obtained video.
Now this the part I'm talking about. It is we, you know what I'm saying? We, you know, for sure. But when he said for the first time, I started thinking like, let me cook. Matter of fact, let me cook. I'm like, now he ain't lying about that. We usually don't see the imagery come out locally as fast as it did this time, y'all. Like when he say the images came out, they came out all over social media. They had this man's face. Anybody know him? But one thing about it, I'm like, yo, do they do this on purpose? They never gave us a clear view. Maybe they didn't. That was the view that we all seen: the glasses, the hat, the book bag, and we like, man, that could have been anybody, man. How you gonna pick on that guy? Now, when I say my mouth dropped when I seen him on the roof, I'm like, wow. So he ain't know they had cameras. He had to know. He had to. Oh Lord, let's get into the content, man. This is the video that I knew. It was at this point that I knew, oh, he different. He different. Check this out.
Video footage that we seized from the security camera surveillance system and new images.
Authorities say the suspect arrived on campus at 11:52 a.m. Less than 24 hours later, at 9:48 a.m. Thursday, the FBI released the first photos from surveillance.
Within, yes, that quick. They released the first photos. This is the same photos we all seen. So when I'm watching, I'm thinking, so what make him? Because everybody knows that the FBI, from what everybody say, they gonna watch you. They just not gonna say nothing. But this guy right here, he like, no. No, we're gonna say something. We're gonna let you know. We're gonna be transparent. Now, how many people feel like, now what y'all gonna say about this guy? Is he a plant too? Is he working, y'all? Is Mr. Patel working too? Let's get it.
Surveillance video of a person of interest showing a man in sunglasses and a dark blue cap wearing a t-shirt with an American flag.
New images, enhanced images. I decided to release immediately to the.
Wait a minute. Now that I'm paying, like, listen, y'all. He said, we decided, I decided. Who decided, man? Who made the decision? This guy must be him. We looking at him himself. Him in the flesh. We did it. I did it. God damn it. Hit the like button. Let's run that back one more time. This is when I knew. I said, well, hold up. Who is he? Who is he? I just thought he does somebody with a, you know what I'm saying? We're not going to even show this man some respect.
I decided to release immediately to the public because we were working with the public and the media to find this killer. Shortly after that 8 p.m. release, at 10 p.m. local time, the suspect was in custody. Why? Because
we know why. We know why. But I'm gonna let him tell y'all why, because this is when I knew. Oh yeah, they're personal. Yeah. Yeah, him, man. Yeah. Oh yeah. Charlie said, we the people, guys. Yeah, him and piano. I'm talking about, man, he came in and said, I did it. I decided we did it though. But I did it because I wasn't going for it. He ain't say we wasn't going for it. And I want this next part. This is where it got good, and this is when I knew. This is when I knew. I don't know about you, but this is when I knew.
the father informed us, pursuant to an interview of him, that he looked at the video that we released that evening and the enhanced photos and identified the suspect. That's how fast the FBI was working to put out information in real time.
Now, what he meant to say is that's how fast I was working. You hear me? He want his job. You hear me? Oh, he want his job. Now, yeah. Woo. Yeah. Let's get into it, man. It would be days later. It would be days later that I would be breaking it. Let us break it. So what we about to watch is the same guy we seen, you know, which I believe to be the director of the FBI. It seemed as though the FBI, kind of like the government, may have a left and a right wing too. To soar and fly as high as possible. To see or oversee, overstand me, everything. Now, the imagery that we seen come out, we must admit, wow. Boy, they got you with that pole, but they know that was a pole on you. You might not be able to, they might can't go in the future and say, hey, take that pole out your pants right now. Come here. But it seemed as though technology came through, and man, we don't know how they know where he had the gun at, how they found the wooded area, but we do know that the charges came out today. And as this news break, I will be breaking it down. But what got Mr. Patel in this position, to me, was the fact that he was going up. And I mean quick, you know? So let's get into this next piece. This also happened today, and see Mr. Patel had to have a sit down with the bosses. We about to react. How y'all think it went? Let's get it.
This is our annual FBI oversight hearing. We meet today in the aftermath of the political assassination of Charlie Kirk, a school shooting, and the senseless murder of you.
Woo! Don't get you some water, my boy. I mean, this is the part of that show. Go and grab you your favorite beverage. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? Roll up your CBD. You know what I'm saying? Go and spark your tobacco. You hear me? It's that part of the show. They say annual meeting. But what he say right after that? You better get in here. You better hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's go.
Ukrainian refugees, and also to remember several weeks ago the killings in Minnesota.
Now, when they say Ukrainian refugee, you got to know, y'all. You got to know that it's been hot. Oh man, did I take it to video? Yeah. We can't forget everything that's been going on in America. We got more breaking. Man, you make sure you subscribe to this channel because I got uploads coming. I want y'all to spread me out, man. I want y'all to, you know what I'm saying, go to my uploads and go watch those too. You know, be a part of the growth. Now, they mentioning this because that is the Ukrainian refugee that came to America, and she was unalive too. On the public train in front of citizens of the United States of America. And they did nothing. Not only did they do nothing, it seemed like the law enforcement did not do nothing either. It feel like the law enforcement failed them in North Carolina because this guy is a schizophrenic on paperwork and did a lot of stuff to where he shouldn't even be able to even walk amongst regular people. But anyway, that's a little side note. It ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about right now. Just coming in Subscribe to the channel Clips R Us, and this is the Goondini special. You're the host speaking, and we are breaking this stuff down. Copyright disclosure, copyright under 107, Copyright Act. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as educating my people, commentating, and all of that. Let's get back into it.
Charlie Kirk was a man of God, faith, family, and country. I pray for his wife, Erica, children, the whole family. God bless you, Charlie Kirk. I've asked Director Patel for an update today on this matter. As we proceed with the hearing, Director Patel, I'd like to note that you've agreed to one 10-minute round of questioning. That's more time than your predecessor agreed to. When Director Ray appeared before this committee, he left early to go on a family vacation, and he wanted me to think it was business he had to conduct.
I say
Your
what?
confirmation?
Wait
you've
a
been
minute.
acquainted with the Bureau.
Hold on, bro. What is going on in today's? But did that man that really throw a shot, man? Did y'all hear that? He said, went on the business vacation. He thought it was business, but we know it ain't business.
Bureaucracy that you must reform and hold accountable. And that's no simple task. You've begun the important work of returning the FBI to its law enforcement mission. According to the FBI, since January 20th of this year, the FBI has been involved in the arrest of more than 23,000 violent criminals. This year, the FBI assisted in the arrest of more than 1,500 child predators and 300 human traffickers. And this year, the FBI helped rescue more than 4,000.
Wait a minute. Hold on. My apologies, but we got to stop everything. Shout out to that super sticker. I didn't even see this. Let me see what it say. It says, dang, I can't even read. Okay. Shout out to that $5. It says, Charlie ran the Black Youth Leadership Conference every year. I will be fact checking that, but I do also appreciate your contribution. Super stickers and everything does work. Matter of fact, that's the easiest way to get on the big screen. I'm gonna leave that one up. You know, so you pay 5 minutes at least. Let's go.
1,000 children from predators. FBI teams nationwide are working alongside immigration and custom enforcement. This teamwork has resulted in the arrest and removal of a historic number of violent criminal aliens, gang members, and child sex offenders. Those are overwhelming better records than at least 2 of your past predecessors. During the Ray era at the FBI, the Bureau reallocated resources from child crimes to January 6 work. Director Patel, you've also moved agents from headquarters to field offices to better align with their law enforcement mission. Under your leadership, the FBI has apprehended several most wanted fugitives and secured the extradition of senior leaders of the.
All right, I'm gonna be honest, y'all. Y'all better look at this face real good. It seemed like whoever talking, he old. And I'm not just trying to be funny, y'all. I mean, for real. God bless him. Patel might be the future, y'all. You might not like it. But it's looking like he might be. Oh, he said code word. Is code words being used? Damn, who are these people, y'all? Larry Griff. Okay, I'm gonna look into it. But look, I'm about to walk away from the podium real quick, but I want y'all to, I'm listening to the chat. Chat, y'all the ones in the building with me. Do y'all want me to skip through this verbiage, or do you want to let the man get his proper introduction as indeed as a professional I feel like he should have? But if y'all don't want to hear it, then I'll fast forward to the good juicy stuff because we got a lot to react to. This is a 4-hour sit down that we will not be going all the way through, but we're going to be combing through it. And I'm here with you to react. Just remember, if you're going to drop down in the chat, just keep it respectful. You can state any opinion you want, no cuss words, no slander, nothing that you couldn't say in front of your mama, man, stuff like that. But other than that, I don't mind you, having your opinion. If it's good, I'll put it on the big screen. And I also want to say, appreciate all the new subscribers. Wow. Literally, y'all did that. I'm not going to lie. Y'all is over down there 100 new subscribers in this live stream. Let's get back into it. The sit down, man. It's just the sit down Mr. Patel had to do. They say it's annual, but I mean, it seemed like it was perfect timing. And y'all already see what's going on. Y'all let me know. Do y'all want to go through the introduction, or should I fast forward? I don't see anybody saying anything, so I'm gonna just let the record play. Salute everybody in the building.
Central American gangs like MS-13. Now, it's well understood that your predecessor left you an FBI infected with politics. I'm going to provide examples.
Ooh, what? See, that's what I'm talking about, guys. One thing about it, people commentate, people speculate, but I'm gonna give you the chance to vibe with me. Y'all know we can't speed past what he just said, right? Like, that boy definitely just said that your predecessors, and I know that might be a big word for some people, but I got you. The predecessors, meaning the people who came before Mr. Patel. Let me break this down. He said, I know they left you in a predicament, but I like what you're doing. Now, those my words, but that's what I got from that conversation. That is what I got from that.
So that today, including making public new whistleblower records. At your nomination hearing, I made public records that whistleblowers provide me about Arctic Frost. Arctic Frost was the FBI case opened and approved by antitrust Trump FBI agent Tebow. Arctic Frost then became Jack Smith's Electra case against then Citizen Trump and now President Trump. These new records show that Arctic Frost was much broader than just an electoral matter. The case was expanded to Republican organizations. Some examples of the group that Ray FBI sought to place under political investigation included the Republican National Committee, Republican Attorney General's Association, and various Trump political groups. In total, 92 Republican targets, including
92
Republican groups and Republican-linked individuals, were placed under investigative scope of Arctic Frost. On that political list was one of Charlie Kirk's groups, Turning Point USA. In other words, Arctic Frost wasn't just a case to politically investigate.
Oh my God, man. I don't think y'all just heard or know what y'all just heard. Salute to the people who were saying what they were saying earlier in the chat, but do y'all realize that the government just admitted that Charlie was on the list and he was a target, y'all. People was coming here saying, "Oh yeah, the Sting, we're gonna call them the Sting files." Sting, like like the band, like the musician, goddamn. Sting, the Sting files. Now, the fact that he just said on record that Charlie was on that list, y'all got to lock in with me for this next part. It's about to get a bit interesting. Do you hear me? Yeah.
Trump. It was the vehicle by which partisan FBI agents and Department of Justice prosecutors could achieve their partisan ends and improperly investigate the entire Republican political apparatus. So today, Senator Johnson and I are making these records public for the entire country to see, and I hope a lot of people are interested in seeing what government can do when various agencies have a political agenda. My investigative work has also exposed the political way in which Peter Navarro was investigated and prosecuted. When FBI agent Tebow found out that Biden's DOJ would prosecute Navarro, he said, "Wow, great." That's a quote, unquote. Through whistleblowers, I've obtained a audio recording of Special Agent Giagardina
Ooh, look at his eyes. Look at his eyes when he said that name. That boy said, "What? You got a what?" Man, listen. Y'all gotta know, man. If you ain't locked in right here, man, go on lock in right now, man. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you got all your post notifications on. Nobody break it. The news don't break this down like this. And I'm for the people, man. I'm here in the chat with y'all. You know what I'm saying? If you type, I respond. I'm gonna have to let this play out because it's a lot to soak up, it's a lot to take in. But I'm seeing like, they say this is an annual meeting, but we got to be honest. Battelle was talking spicy at the news conference, and this guy who's talking to him saying, "I definitely was there when you was elected, and I know you came in to clean house." Allegedly, Lord have mercy, we got to be careful. We got to be careful. All right, y'all. I'm gonna let the music play, but I'm coming back for some commentary. You got to know that. So hold your thoughts, hold your notes. Hold your thoughts and hold your notes, man. Because I'm going to be going to the chat in a minute. But I feel like the back door wide open. I think they left the back door open. What y'all think? Look at him look. Look at his eyes. As soon as he said that name, whatever the paperwork he fanning through, he ain't looking at that paperwork. He looking right at him. If you didn't already, double tap the screen. That's how you get the lights up. Share out the live stream. And I'm so thankful for everybody that got us up to 100 likes. Easy. And everybody that subscribed to the channel. Let's go.
and Special Agent Sebastian Gardner's delivery of a subpoena to Navarro. I'm making that audio public today. In a court document filed by the Department of Justice, Navarro's interaction with the FBI was unfairly described as quote unquote the word combative. That intervention with Navarro was just as the justification to later aggressively arrest him. Then we get to the Clinton Annex and the Durham Annex. The Clinton Annex showed that the Comey FBI had evidence necessary to complete the Clinton investigation, the one about her mishandling of emails and classified information. But the FBI never did its job because it never reviewed the evidence at that time.
This is about to be interesting. I thought they was good, but everything may not be good in the hood. Like everything may not be as it looks. I thought he was giving, hey, you know what I'm saying? I told you when he looked over his glass, it was something about that look. Now he talking about the FBI ain't been doing what they supposed to do. Y'all let me know in the chat. Man, is we cooking away.
The Durbin Annex showed that the Clinton campaign had a plan to falsely tie Trump to Russia. Yet the Comey FBI failed to investigate that information. Instead, the Comey FBI used the discredited Clinton campaign-funded Steele dossier to advance Crossfire Hurricane against Trump. Director Patel, thanks in a large part to you, both annexes were finally declassified. That may be history, but it's history to make sure we don't repeat the history of the past. And the people ought to be concerned when the weaponization of government is used in this way, whether it's done by Republicans or Democrats. Last Congress, I made public an FBI document called 1023 form that alleged a bribery scheme with the Biden family. To date, the FBI has never answered Congress whether they investigated the text messages, the audio files, and the financial records referenced in that 1023. Whistleblowers have provided my office with 2 additional FBI 1023 documents. These documents memorialize statements from FBI sources. These 2 new 1023 documents are from separate FBI confidential human sources during different years. So in total, we now have 3 different FBI confidential human sources providing information about the Biden family and potential criminal conduct. Today, Senator Johnson and I are releasing these records. Let me say this for the partisan media, the people that are supposed to be policemen of our Republican form of government. We aren't saying the allegations are true. We want to know what the FBI did to fully investigate their veracity or lack thereof and what they concluded. Let's put this matter to rest one way or the other. Starting with my chairmanship, I've given one example after another of disgraceful partisan weaponization by federal law enforcement. Since the Trump administration took power, many FBI agents have been removed. The removal included agents and prosecutors who became partisan weapons that lost their way, and I've made records public to prove it. And many of my whistleblowers were aggressively retaliated against by some FBI agents who were subsequently fired. One FBI whistleblower publicly said of these terminations, quote, Ensuring that they no longer work at the FBI isn't retribution, it's responsible leadership, end of quote. Which brings me to my final and favorite topic, whistleblowers. In August, 10 of my FBI whistleblowers secured compensation agreement because of your leadership, Director Patel. It included a mix of reinstatement to the FBI, reinstatement of security clearances, and monetary compensation. At the beginning of this month, another of my FBI whistleblowers got their job back. All told, across government agencies, almost 20 whistleblowers have received fixes to their retaliation. Today, you'll get a lot of grief from some members of this committee, but in the short amount of time you've been director, you've corrected whistleblower retaliation, increased transparency more than any other FBI director I've seen, whether that FBI director was appointed by Republicans or Democrats. And I've been around here more than anybody else on this committee. I yield to Senator Durbin.
Thanks, Chairman Grassley, for holding this oversight hearing during a critical period in the history of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. During my 4 years as chair, I held 4 hearings with then FBI Director Wray. As a reminder to Republicans who claim the Biden administration weaponized the FBI, President Biden retained Director Wray, a lifelong Republican who was President Trump's nominee for the office. After his second election, in an unprecedented move, President Trump forced out Director Wray and nominated Kash Patel, arguably the most partisan FBI director ever. Director Patel came to the FBI with a political mission, and he spelled it out in writing in detail. He wrote, "Government gangsters, quote, the rot at the core of the FBI is not just scandalous, it's an existential threat to our Republican form of government," end quote. And with the power of his office and the blessings of the president, he attacked the FBI with a vengeance. Mr. Patel had falsely claimed the FBI, quote, was planning January 6th for a year, end quote. He even went so far as to produce a song by the January 6 rioters who violently assaulted police officers in the Capitol. He compiled an enemies list of public servants he called government gangsters, like former FBI Director Mueller, whom Patel called, quote, an utter swamp creature. Former Trump officials who served with Mr. Patel warned us he would weaponize the FBI to protect the president's allies and target his critics. And indeed, Director Patel has already inflicted untold damage on the FBI, putting our national security and public safety at risk. Since January 20th, the Trump administration has engaged in an unprecedented purge of FBI officials. As we heard from highly credible whistleblowers, Mr. Patel was involved in directing this purge even before he was confirmed, despite his sworn testimony to this committee. It began with terminations and forced retirements of all 6 nonpartisan career officials who run all 6 branches of the FBI, the executive assistant directors. Since then, at least 18 of the 53 special agents in charge of FBI field offices have been removed, along with many other senior officials. Individual agents have been targeted for termination simply due to the work that they were assigned, such as January 6th investigation. In fact, according to former acting FBI Director Brian Driscoll, in a lawsuit filed last week, Director Patel made this very plain, telling Driscoll personally, quote, that his own job depended on the removal of agents who worked on the cases against the president, end quote. And even though he knew, quote, the nature of summary findings were likely illegal. At the same time, Director Patel has installed MAGA loyalists as political appointees in key career positions, including conspiracy theorist Dan Bongino as FBI Deputy Director, the first time in the history of the FBI that this position has not been held by a career FBI agent. Director Patel has also reportedly initiated loyalty test, requiring dozens of officials to sit for polygraph exams and answer inappropriate questions about whether they've made negative comments about him personally. Of course, as is often the case in the Trump administration, the rules apply to thee, but not to me. As we understand it from highly credible sources, key members of Director Patel's senior executive team and others on the 7th floor had disqualifying alerts on their initial polygraph exam. Well, how did they survive? They survived because of personal waiver by either the director or the attorney general to remain employed by the Bureau. Understand the context here. Political operatives in key positions, given the routine FBI polygraph exam, failed and had to receive waivers to continue their positions. They were lucky to keep their political appointments. They were, but the 5,000 career civil servants the director has so far forced out of the Bureau's ranks were not offered that same courtesy. 5,000. This mass exodus has created a disastrous brain drain, particularly in the fields of cybersecurity, counterterrorism, counterintelligence. For example, my office has received information indicating that cuts to the Bureau's cyber division will cut personnel by half, despite the ever-increasing threats posed by adverse foreign actors. The brain drain is exacerbated by Director Patel's misuse of remaining FBI personnel and resources to focus on other priorities of this administration. According to reports, the 25 largest FBI field offices have been ordered to divert 45% of their agents from their primary missions to work on the mass deportation of immigrants. Just as concerning is Director Patel's plan to hire fewer qualified agents by removing the college degree requirement and reducing new agent training at Quantico from 18 weeks to just 8. So we have a brain drain and a significant watering down of training. Quite a record, Mr. Patel. Has recently fired special agents and others have warned, fast-tracking inexperienced and improperly trained people into critical national security jeopardizes the Bureau's ability to effectively protect America. Director Patel himself had no training or life experience for this position. The result of that incompetence is staggering. For example, after Attorney General Bondi publicly stated in February that the Epstein client list was, quote, sitting on my desk right now to review, that's what she said on Fox, Director Patel.
Wow. I'm back. Do y'all see what I'm talking about? Is it starting to make sense? That man just called the man like that man. Hold on, you gonna make me go back to my clip. We gonna go back. Sometimes you gotta go back. He talking to him like that in his face. Yeah, he is. They're like, no, he ain't talking to him like that in his face like that. Yes, he is. And we watching it. Now, I told you when I'm watching this live on the same way you watched it live or you watched it back, he was popping his poppings, man. And I'm like, dang, right around the corner was an annual meeting. And he talking to him like this.
So that this all fits into the puzzle. We, as soon as we learned of the shooting, we were able to, Charlie Kirk was shot at 12:23 local time on September 10th. By 12:39 p.m. local time, FBI assets were on scene securing the scene. We then launched at 10 a.m. the next day the first images of the suspect. Myself and the deputy arrived at 5 p.m. local time on September 11th. And then what we did was decided to have a press conference at 8 p.m. local where we issued.
And see, it was all good. Everything was all good. Let me tell it. But I'm just a commentator, you know. But when he said this next part, yeah, it got spicy. It got hot. Check it out.
For the first time, FBI obtained video footage that we seized from the security camera surveillance system and new images.
Authorities say the suspect arrived on campus.
And you see him walking with that hurt leg, but we already know he got a pole in his leg, y'all. It's a reason why he walking like there's a reason. Everything is strategic. They're showing us everything they want us to see. I need my common conspiracy people. Y'all come on about the bush. I need you for this part. Is he a crisis actor? Is he a crisis actor, man?
At 11:52 a.m., less than 24 hours later, at 9:48 a.m. Thursday, the FBI released the first photos from surveillance video of a person of interest showing a man in sunglasses and a dark blue cap wearing a T-shirt with an American flag.
New images, enhanced images. I decided to.
You heard that? And see that way he was doing good. His French was good. Oui. Yeah. But when he said I, and the next time we will be seeing him on TV, the next time we'll be seeing him in the big seat. Goddamn, let's go. If you didn't already, subscribe to the channel. If you didn't already, double tap the screen, go to the 3 dots at the top and hit that like button.
Diverted more than 1,000 FBI personnel from their critical missions to work on 24-hour shifts, reviewing over 100,000 pages of Epstein-related records. These personnel were instructed to flag any records in which President Trump was named. But that
see, and that's why I had to apologize, because I did have people coming in my chat. Now I'm thinking y'all just throwing Sting in there. I didn't realize he was really in there. He really in the mix. Let's go.
review ended in an unsigned memorandum from DOJ and FBI stating,
You can't be doing that, bro. And see, as a civilian, you know, we fight for our lives against these people. And you telling me they actually getting away with unsigned documentation? That ain't right, bro. That ain't right.
stating simply, there is no incriminating client list, close quote. Director Patel still has not responded to my letter from 2 months ago, asking about his role in this cover-up. On the day of the horrific shooting of Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University, Director Patel again sparked mass confusion by incorrectly claiming on social media that the shooter was in custody, which he then had to walk back with another social media post. Mr. Patel.
Wait a minute. Oh man, it's all bad, man. It's all bad, man. I'm sorry, y'all. Cult entertainment. It's all bad. All this happened. I didn't even know. Sitting there giving the man a bitch screen. I'm thinking he on point. He being transparent as he was talking about, and now he in front of the bosses. and it seeming like they putting belt to. Oh my God!
Patel was so anxious to take credit.
That man said he was yo. Let's be honest. This man hasn't even spoken for himself yet. And I was telling y'all, I had a feeling like, man, this man up here going. I told y'all, bro, he was popping his ish when that Charlie, and I understand, but he was like, I did it. No, he like, we. I said it, and when I said it, I said release it, and then he must forgot his annual meeting was coming up. Chat, what we doing? Let's get into it.
Credit for finding Mr. Kirk's assassin that he violated one of the basics of effective law enforcement. At critical stages of an investigation, shut up and let the professionals do their job. Notably, Director Patel recently forced out Special Agent in charge of Salt Lake City, Mayim Saeed, a counterterrorism expert with 20 years experience, who would have led this high-profile investigation. The men and women who serve at the FBI and the American people deserve a director who has the ability and the character to restore the Bureau to its place as the preeminent law enforcement agency. I want to close on a personal note. I came of age in the 1960s. We experienced a number of horrific assassinations, including President John Kennedy, Senator Robert Kennedy, and Dr. Martin Luther King. We are going through
If you just coming in, man, you ain't missing nothing yet. It's a cold demonstration going down right now. So I said Pop was old, so now let's be honest. Pop said he was born in the 60s. You tell Mr. Patel, sir, this might be your first one. But I seen a lot of stuff. Kennedy. He was a president. He even said Martin Luther King, one of our great leaders. It's safe to say this is a cold demonstration, and I'm here for it. Hit that like button.
Through a similar period of division and political violence. All of us in public life, on both sides of the aisle, have a responsibility to bring down the temperature and to work to unite the American people. Let's be clear. Republicans are not Nazis, and Democrats are not evil, as Mr. Patel has claimed. Democrats are not responsible.
You had to think about that. It's the eye for me. Yeah, I ain't say nothing about no Democrat. Hit the like button. Why they cooking them like? Do y'all think, like, real quick? Should I start a poll? I'm gonna start a poll. Create a poll. Start poll. This way you ain't gotta be, you know what I'm saying? I see we got some people in here. I want hold on, wait a minute. Did I name the poll? Wait a minute. In that one. I don't know what I'm. Ask a question. There we go. All right. Y'all let me know. Did Battelle do too much? The poll is in the chat. Because he had to know this annual meeting was coming, and they was ready for him. They was ready for him.
Responsible for the murder of Charlie Kirk, and Republicans were not responsible for the murder of Melissa Hortman. Our political opponents are not our enemies. We are all Americans, and we should be working together to keep the American people safe and protect their constitutional rights. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Would you please stand so I can swear? Do you?
A few things I did notice, because I don't know, he's an Indian gentleman. I noticed, like, okay, the thing around his wrist, that's definitely from his faith. So the leader of the FBI or the director is this guy. And he's about to get sworn in, and I guess we're about to see what he has to say for himself. You can see the lady in the background, she's recording. You see the guy to the left and right of him, everybody got their poker face on. It's hot. As I commentate, feel free to drop down in the chat. As I always ask, just keep it respectful. Just keep it no cuss words. If you can, elaborate on the cuss, curve it, and we can rock out. I'll put you on the bit screen. Super chats, super stickers, memberships, everything is available, and I appreciate everything. Thank you. Let's get back into it.
You affirm that the testimony you're about to give before this committee will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. Please be seated, and you can give your statement now.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Ranking Member Durbin, and members of the committee. It's an honor to be here with you today as the 9th Director of the FBI. I want to providing a briefing into the tragic assassination of Charlie Kirk. It's important that this FBI is transparent as possible without jeopardizing investigations.
All right. So before he get into it, he getting right into the Charlie Kirk thing. He took his lick. He ain't whine. He ain't squirm. He just took it, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And he definitely was talking to the chairman. I was wondering who he was talking to. Now, so he's the 9th director. Okay. He's the 9th director. And maybe what we heard was just friendly, innocent, straightforward opinion about how this man is doing the job. And, it was a few shots fired, but we ain't going to be messy. Let's see what he has to say, because the chairman definitely had a lot to say. I'm going to give him his fair due, and we're going to go through the content, then I'm going to stop it, and we're going to commentate.
Charlie Kirk was shot at 12:23 p.m. on September 10th. I think this timeline is critically important. Less than a day later, the FBI at my direction released the first set of images of the suspect that we captured based on our analysis on the ground. Later that evening, while conducting extensive interviews and cell phone analysis, and also flying out evidence response teams and hostage rescue teams and evidence tacticians who were collecting evidence in live time and flying them back to Washington, D.C. in our laboratories for immediate analyses, we were able to extract video from the campus feed. And at my direction at 8 p.m., in partnership and promise to working with the public to bring this fugitive to justice, we released a newly, never before seen video of the suspect. We also released new enhanced photos of the suspect. A few hours later, that suspect was in custody, pursuant to the interrogation of the suspect's own father, who stated, "When I saw that video that you released, I recognized it was my son, and I confronted him, and he was handed over to lawful law enforcement."
Ooh. I hope you're all ready, man. I hope you hit that like button. If you tapped in, then already subscribe to the channel. It's a poll going on in the chat. Do y'all think? Let me know in the poll. It's a lot of people in the building. We got over hundreds of people in the building. It's a poll going on, and it reads: did Patel do too much? Yes or no? It's a simple poll. Vote. I'm gonna leave it open for 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, and we're gonna close the poll out. Because right now, from what I'm seeing, is that, you know, Patel did what he did, and his argument is, yeah, I did what I did, but I got results. When I said put out the footage, and I said we gonna throw that out there in that water, he got the bite. He said his own father told on him. But will that be enough to convict this man for this crime? Lord have mercy. And God bless America.
Authorities. That is the FBI working with the public, as I promised, being transparent and providing critical information along the way in the manhunt for the suspect or suspects involved in Charlie's assassination. We received over 11,000 tips in the first 24 hours alone. We received 16,000 submissions to our digital media enterprise and tip lines. That is a large number of material to go through. I want to thank President Trump and the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, for their unwavering support and commitment of resources to this and all investigations. I also want to especially thank our colleagues in Utah, Governor's Office, DPS, and the sheriffs out there. State and local law enforcement partnership has been a cornerstone since I took over at the FBI, and it was no different here. And our teams in Salt Lake City, our SACs out there across the country, our lab technicians in Quantico who raced to complete the evidence analysis so the public could have the answers they need. These people worked through the night without sleep for days. They're to be commended. They are not to be attacked. And many, many, many more people I don't have time to thank here today. But I do want to thank the American people especially. The mission of the FBI is for them and with them and by, with, and through them. And it's that mission and that ethos that I brought to this investigation and so many others. And that's why that suspect is in custody. We cannot do our job without the American public and credible reporting in the media. And that's why Tyler Robinson is in custody today.
I want to elaborate on that. Do y'all believe him and what he's saying? He said he can't do his job without the public and the media. And for what I'm witnessing, I think his whole thing is, and if y'all know, you know what Trump himself said. His father, his own father and mother, recognized their child. And they did what no mother or father would ever want to have to do. And that is make a decision. A conscious, spiritual, emotional, physical decision that will change their lives forever. Prayers to the family of Charlie, because no one wants to be unalive in such a manner, in such a public manner. But we also got to send prayers to the mother and the father of this situation, because until we find out further information, because from what it seems, they didn't raise him to be like this. But who's raising the children? Are the children raising themselves? No. Parents, we know that. But social media, is it enabling them? Is it amplifying them? Let's get into it.
About to face charges. The last time I appeared before this committee was in January for my confirmation hearing. I told you then that if I were confirmed, I would provide and do everything I can to provide a safe and secure America. I promise to provide the courageous men and women of the FBI the tools and resources they need to crush violent crime and defend the homeland. I pledge myself to commit to full transparency, oversight, and accountability so we could restore the public's trust in the FBI. That's exactly what I've done. Under this administration, the FBI has arrested more than 23,000 violent criminals. That's more than twice for the same time period from last year alone. 23,000, more than twice from the same time period last year. We've taken over 6,000 illegal firearms off the streets. That number is an exponential increase. We've identified and located more than 4,700 child victims. More than 4,700 child victims have been found by this FBI. That is a 35% increase from the same time period last year. 1,500 child predators have been arrested. That's a 5% increase from the same time last year. 300 human traffickers have been arrested. That's a 10% increase from the same time last year. Over 350 members of Trende Aragua, foreign terrorist organization, have been arrested, and we have 42 ongoing cases. That is a 250% increase from the same time last year. Those are just some of the things the FBI is doing differently and better because we are leading the mission to crush violent crime and defend the homeland. We have also captured four top 10 fugitives from the FBI's top 10 most wanted list. To put that in perspective, that's the same amount I've captured in 7 months that my predecessor did during the entirety of the Biden administration. Those are real results, and the credit is to the men and women at the FBI. We've been able to achieve these results because the FBI recognizes violent crime doesn't just happen in Washington, D.C. That's why one of my first decisions as a director was to get the people, the Bureau's professional staff, out to the field. And we've done that with great speed. And every single one of your districts and states has received a plus-up of FBI.
All right, now it's starting to feel like he's trying to get votes. But I understand. This is how it works, y'all. This is politics. And if you notice, he fired back the same. I noticed that was this return fire because he speak of his predecessors. He also mentions that if you want to talk about predecessors, yeah, I'm doing better. He also mentions the Biden administration. Now, a lot of people are like, okay, conspiracy theory. All this for politics, people losing their lives for politics, political assassination situations. It's crazy work. I don't know, man. As the news break, I'll be here to break it. If you didn't already subscribe to the channel, I got a poll going on. I'm about to end the poll. Make sure I got 69. It's too many people in here. Let me check the poll. %59%, 61%. Oh, they coming in. They coming in. We about to close it. So as of right now, with 73 votes, 74. Okay, keep coming in. But everybody is saying when it comes to the question, did Patel do too much? 62% of the people says keep on voting. Let me know. 62% still says no. Patel didn't do too much. There's still a 38%, 39. Okay, 80 more. Okay, we going. All right, I'm about to close it out. 5 more minutes. Now, while y'all, the last one, people, as y'all think about it, let's listen to Patel, his last closing statements before I end this. But y'all make sure y'all go check out. It's the Cash Patel grilled by senators over a Charlie Kirk investigation. That's the title, not my title. grilled cheese. Yeah. And he wasn't smiling.
Personnel, agents, and special operators to the tune of almost 1,000. We did that because crime had unexpectedly and unacceptably exploded across the country. In fact, one of the stats that the American people should thank the FBI the most for is we are on track to have the lowest murder rate in modern American history.
What?
The lowest murder rate by double-digit percentages. A major factor in the drop of this violent crime is the FBI's flagship Operation Summer Heat. We use this initiative at the direction of the President and the Attorney General, surging resources to our major and mid-major cities across America, conducting intelligence-based operations to target the worst of the worst, to target the gangs, to target the transnational organizations, to target the TCOs, and to target the drug trafficking cartels. And we have taken them out city by city. There's a lot of work left to be done, but we're off to a great start. Just ask the citizens of Seattle, Miami, Memphis, Charlotte, Chicago, and so many more places. Specifically in New Orleans and Nashville alone, there has been an increase in the number of violent crime arrests by an average of 250% for each of those cities. And there has been a drastic reduction in crime across the board in mid-major cities across this country, thanks to the men and women of the FBI. How are we doing that? We are attacking the drug epidemic. We've seized nearly 1,000 kilograms of meth and cocaine off the streets of America. We've taken over 1,600 kilograms of fentanyl off the streets. Maybe one of the greatest achievements we have this year, 1,600 kilograms of fentanyl. That's a 25% increase from the same time last year. To put things in perspective, that's enough fentanyl to kill a third of the American populace, 115 million Americans. We're also going after the companies that manufacture these precursors overseas in places like mainland China and their cutting agents. In fact, this month in Cincinnati, we announced groundbreaking charges aimed at the individuals and businesses responsible.
Man, hold on. I gotta. We gonna get out of here. So these folk making, I mean, shout out to my conspiracy theorists out there. As we already know, allegedly the government got their hands in everything, man. They getting everybody out the way. You put the plug, and if you putting the cut on it, we gonna get you too. You hear me? It's a political interest at the end of the day, right? They saying left, they saying right. This is cut straight down the middle, y'all. Unbiased commentary. However you feel, however you want to vibe. We gonna have to get up out of here, but let's end this poll. The poll being okay, we got 100 votes. I'll take it. End it. We're ending it. Boom. %68% of people said no. Patel didn't do too much. At the end of the day, who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? Y'all tap in. Thank you again for all of the people who subscribe to the channel. Everybody that tapped in with me, that hit that like button. Until next time, big old salute, man. Clips are us. You know we got the clips. You know we got the commentary every time. You know, y'all stay safe out here. That's what. Absolutely. Last thing I want to tell y'all is go make sure you go check out my uploaded video. Go hit that like button and support the channel. If you new, go to the upload section. Go to the video section. We're gonna be doing uploads more often so you can get tapped into, you know, just a little stuff I be grabbing while I'm, you know, watching and seeing what's going on.
We out.
Real talk, what you gonna do when the pressure on?